Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
It's the After the Show podcast, precious.
We don't care, we're about to swear on the air. It's the After the Show, so tune in if you dare. KVJ, get your skate every single day. It's uncensored. We can say what we want to say.
Here we go, y'all. Back today. Full podcast, ready to go. Yeah. Now you just got to find it. That's the crazy thing.
I know people are definitely complaining.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Well, we're doing what we can. We had no choice. We had to take it on the Podcast One app. It was a corporate force down, cram down as they call it sometimes. And so we just had to move it over there. Not our call. And we're trying to fix any kind of like little hiccups that are happening with it. So we're just doing what we can.
We're familiar with these corporate cram downs.
Yeah.
And
They
hiccups.
happen a lot.
We have a lot of hiccups as well. So
Yeah.
we're used to cram downs and hiccups.
And that's pretty much life. You got to deal with it no matter
You're
what
right.
you're doing.
The boss tells you what to do. You got to do it.
That's right.
Kevin,
So,
stop playing music and commercials.
Yeah.
I have no choice.
that'd be what we call cram down. That's all part of it. Yeah.
Leaf in the wind, Jay
Right.
Bird.
Yeah. So just to understand we're doing what we can.
Leaf in the wind.
Be a leaf in the wind. Whenever we're upset about stuff, we just say that to each
That's
other.
actually what I'm worried about Virginia. When she's telling me, you know what, Bird, don't even worry about nothing. Just be a leaf in the wind. I'm like, oh, shit. Life has eaten her up and chewed her out.
Life has eaten her up and chewed her out.
Yeah, chewed you out.
Better
Meaning,
eating her out and chewed her up.
Life ate her.
Life
I don't know. I'd rather life eat me out. That sounds a little
I don't
more
know.
fun.
It's got big teeth.
big old.
Got big old teeth. That
Well,
life.
if you're using your teeth, you're doing it wrong.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. That's just life. It's just life. That's what you do. You don't want life going down on you.
Two guys. Have you ever had a guy have a tooth?
If you're using your teeth, it's going to hurt.
It is not the right technique.
No.
Somebody's asking, so the podcasts on the iOS app are going to be moved. No, what I'm understanding from Denny's is it's just the primary place we house it is Podcast One. Our company is big-time owner of that, or part-time or partial owner of Podcast One, so they're making us house it there, and then it's supposed to still be right there and available on Podbean and the iOS app and all those other places. We're just finding out. People are saying, you haven't updated it in 2 days. Well, that's when we switched over. So we're finding out that that's not necessarily the case in every case.
Do you need Peace Train to come in here?
Well, we kind of explained it
Okay.
on the regular show, so just kind of rewind back and you can catch that again. So, no, poor boy's wearing out his shoes. But that's it. We're on it, working on it. Hopefully we'll get to whatever problems you're having. But let us know about it. We like to hear about the problems because sometimes we can correct them. Like John, he said, concerned. Hey, guys, huge fan of the show. Been listening since I was 7. Now that that's settled, Kevin, can you please shut the fuck up about Marvel? Holy shit. I understand you love Marvel, and it's okay to mention it here and there, but for the past 3 weeks, it's become unbearable. Literally nerding out so hard to make a segment about when to pee during the Avengers film. Poor Virginia has to sit through this circle jerk of overrated films. Like, take 10 minutes, come all over these films, and then move the fuck on.
Come all over these films.
Somebody was trying to make conversation with me yesterday, and I could tell they didn't want to really be in the conversation with me.
I'm sorry.
And I certainly didn't want to be in it with them. It wasn't you.
I know, I'm kidding.
And they brought up Marvel. They're like, so have you and your family, are you into these Marvel movies? And I'm like, no.
That's when you stop them in the middle and go, let's not do this. You don't like me. I don't like you. Let's go our own fucking way.
Well, I like them, but it's just like idle chit chat when you feel like you have to is sometimes like, okay, you don't really have to.
That always happens when I get stuck in the elevator with somebody. I mean, it's a good 35 to 40 seconds where you're going to be with that person.
I rode the elevator yesterday with the building manager. Ever heard of him? He hates us. The feeling is mutual. We rode from the 5th floor to the 1st floor and nobody said a fucking word.
That's so uncomfortable.
I'm not saying nothing. I don't want to break the ice.
But that's different. That's somebody you know you don't like. I'm talking about the person where you just don't feel like talking to them. You don't know them that well, and you have to do the little chit chat, and it can get weird because I bring up some weird shit.
And I probably said too much.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
always say too much. And then you
Always.
say something stupid that makes no sense.
Yeah. Here's Denise saying that she's impressed with Jaybird's psychic ability. Said the majority of psychics who practice start off the way Jaybird did. It's like playing charades with spirits. The more he practices, the more he'll understand symbols that he sees and senses. Good job, Jaybird. I'm very impressed. And what you did was pick up on both colors' energies, but you just didn't know how to differentiate between the two. With practice, it'll be a lot smoother. Jaybird had tried to say that he could identify what your profession is by just naming 3 things you have on your job. We had 2 callers. Virginia had one. Jaybird had the other, but he named that one has got to be doing something with TVs and the other repairs air conditioners. Well, the other guy, Virginia's guy, did repair air conditioners.
And the other guy worked for a television company.
DirecTV.
So I'm taking that as a win. They don't come around so often.
Oh, you had that win, and then you doubled down on it yesterday. You actually threw out 5 predictions are going to happen in 2019. We were all stunned when you said it's very possible that in 2019 that Betty White is going to die.
Well, I had to do a low-hanging fruit one.
We were all like, wow, my gosh, whoa. Yeah, you said Justin Bieber and Haley Baldwin are going to be separated this year at some point.
Yes.
Another low fruit.
Jeff Lynne from ELO will pass away, unfortunately. I love him.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people were confused because they thought he was already dead.
Or they have no idea what ELO means.
Jeff Lynne, you don't know who that is?
No.
What? The shit, man.
Are we talking about the Electric Light Orchestra?
We are talking about them, and they are such an underrated band. You can make fun as much with your you take your Vanderpump Rules and stick it, because ELO is something. They're an amazing, amazing band, and you are speaking out of your asses. I know you couldn't name 5 songs by them.
No, I couldn't.
I couldn't either.
I'm not into them.
Yeah.
They're too old, Bird.
I'm fucking old. What do you want from me?
That's a challenge where it's like, yes, you've got me.
People used to make fun of me. They said I listened to old music when I was young. I've always liked old music.
He also said the Yankees are going to win the World Series, and Taylor Swift will be sued for copyright infringement, and that a major female celebrity in 90s comedy is going to be faced with a major #MeToo scandal this year. So there you go.
Do what you will with it.
I got this email said, so did Jason predict that Virginia is getting a tattoo she already agreed to, and that Kevin's going to be punching the clown like he's Mike Tyson at a carnival? I think that went on with some other stuff. So I said, what do you see about me, and what do you see about Virginia? And you said Virginia will be getting a tattoo.
Well, we talked about that already.
But there's nothing confirmed that she's going to be getting a tattoo. She never said she would get one, like for sure. I'm just saying in 2019, she's going to be inked up. I see the ink. The colors are dancing right now.
Where is it on my body?
Too much. My energies are fading. I gotta take a break.
Is it on my clam?
It's not by your clam. It's more by your butthole.
That's different, yeah. Different kind of tattoo. Chris B., he's no psychic, but he believes that Jaybird would be into a waffle cone with chicken tenders and cheese sauce. Thought it would be right up your alley. The Hungry Sumo reviews eateries, and I can feel my arteries hardening just looking at it. And yeah, it's a waffle cone, and you got kind of like looks like buffalo chicken bites.
Yeah, the waffle cones, it seems like they're doing a lot of cool stuff with them right now.
Wow.
Have you noticed that? There's a waffle cone.
I've never seen a waffle cone with chicken in it. That's new for me.
What
It's
would you?
chicken and waffles. What's the white sauce?
I don't know.
I mean,
Don't look at me like that. Could it be like ranch?
Well, that right there, the yellow sauce, that's the cheese. The other one, yeah, I don't know. I think it's I think the one's a regular chicken with cheese, and I think the other is a buffalo chicken. And maybe what they did was they did some kind of like ranch kind of thing with it, because if you had like a Buffalo Wild Wings, a lot of times they'll put
ranch or
with
blue
it.
cheese.
Yeah, or blue cheese, one of those.
That
two.
looks delicious.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, what would you put in a waffle cone that could be more genius than that, and a lot more exciting than just what it's used for, and that's ice cream?
I mean, you could put fried shrimps in there.
Okay, yeah.
I would eat that.
what other crustaceans do you want to put in there? Some sea urchin? You could do it dessert style. You could do
Yeah.
a pizza cone as well.
I was thinking that's probably where you would go.
Sauce. You could do meat in there. You could do your cheese, and then on top you get some Parmesan.
You could make a cinnamon pizza in there with the icing, maybe a little apple topping.
But I think it's made for sweet stuff,
Right.
So it should probably. You could do. I've even seen people do meatloaf type of stuff in there with mashed potato, peas, corn, all that stuff.
That'd be kind of fascinating.
Kind of
Yeah.
like Thanksgiving in a cup, but it's actually good.
Yeah, I could see some mashed potato gravy.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like thing in there.
Fat Kevin would shit himself. He'd love it.
He shit himself all the time.
Did he ever shit himself?
Trying to think. But yeah, I think so. I think I shit myself.
Have you ever shit yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I told you this story.
All right,
Yeah.
we don't want to know. I just want to get a yes or no.
Yes.
Yeah, I was a young child, but I have a faint memory of it. I think I was coming out of that phase where it's probably a little too old to be shitting myself, but still young enough where it was like, okay, just shit himself. I remember we were going to a baseball game and it caused some problems. So.
Well, luckily at the ball game, I'm sure they sold outfits you could just change.
Yeah,
That's the convenience.
I think we did that standard thing. I think my mom just chucked my drawers, and so I went commando. That was probably the
Okay.
first time I went commando, actually.
And you were like, this is great.
And I never looked back, yeah. That's kind of it. You're right. I mean, other than just being a turd catcher, I didn't need underwear for anything. I said, remember, don't shit yourself.
And you haven't shit yourself since.
Yeah, I think that really was it. I think that's what I told myself. I love this so much, but realize you're flying without a net now. Your turd net's gone. You can't just haul off and crap your pants. I got this email coming in from Eric in Dallas. He said, I remember Jaybird saying that a large part of his weight loss from about a year ago was sticking to water as the go-to beverage with no sodas. But what did a typical day look like for you food-wise? It was inspirational to see an average guy commit to the progress without being a slave to the gym, and it appeared to be a testament that it's 80% diet.
It is.
Also, what were your workouts like, and how much weight did you take off?
It was for me, it was calorie control. I just was counting my calories. If I stayed under about 1,800 roughly, I lost weight. I did move more, but I wasn't exercising crazy. I was doing a lot of walking and a lot of just some tennis with my dad. But I really do think it was all about calorie control. I stopped eating sweets at nighttime. I stopped drinking soda at nighttime. Not to say you can't live in both worlds, because for a lot of people, you can live in both worlds. But I would say the first month or two, you just got to be disciplined. You got to get to a weight you're comfortable with and just make some life changes along the way. I don't drink nearly as much soda as I used to. I drink it when I'm stressed out a little bit. I will have it sometimes. I know some people get on me when they see me with soda.
Right.
But yeah, that was a big part of it. Keeping under 1,800 calories a day really worked out big time for me.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. That's what it is. That sounds very reasonable.
Yeah, you don't have to kill yourself. And I was still eating a lot of, I still was, not a lot, but I still was eating some pizza. I did that vegan thing for a month. And by the end of that month, weight was flying off of me. And there is some good vegan food out there. It's just the whole, you got to search for it. You got to prep it. It's a little bit of work.
Yeah.
It was a different ride.
It's much easier to shop at like a Whole Foods.
Big time. Well, they got the V on there. They have Publix doesn't have that. On some of their stuff, they're starting to do that. But yeah, they'll put a V for vegan on the stuff at Whole Foods, and it helped out greatly.
Oh, okay. That is handy.
Yeah.
That's
And there's some shitty vegan food out there, too. They haven't cornered the market on cheese. Cheese is still bullshit.
Well,
Really?
I don't want vegan cheese.
It's horrible.
I don't want to live in that world. If I have to give up all cheese, I'm just going to be a fat ass.
I will say, Kevin brought up cheese, and you're trying to gross me out. Someone typed in, I didn't know there was so much pus in cheese. And then you told me that fact on the air.
That was a while ago, yeah.
It's been in my head a little bit.
Really?
A little bit.
I blacked that out. I eat more cheese than I ever have.
Only
in my
when
life.
I get full. I'm like, oh man, I'm full. Oh, pus bite. Ugh.
Ugh. Yeah, I don't even think about it. I'm big time into cheese now.
I forgot about the pus, so thanks for bringing it up.
It's in my head. I
I forgot
suffer.
about it,
You
too.
must suffer.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Somebody texted in and said, no, we'd like to know, as an adult, anyone shit themselves. Yeah, I think probably mine was just the one time I had on the white workout pants. I was at the gym, and I was doing the sled machine and went a little bit heavier than I should have, and didn't realize that I put in an extra grunt and just sprayed shit all over the back of my pants. I mean, it wasn't like I sharted, I shat. I mean, it was like a faucet of shit.
That's rough, man.
Yes, it was just tough. I mean, I covered the whole back end of my pants.
Thank you for being so brave telling your story.
Yes, I remember I backed out of the gym, and I never went back to that gym.
Well, you can't. You can't go back to that.
Never
You
went
can't.
back,
In fact,
no.
if it's a chain, you can't go back to any location.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I didn't go back to and thankfully that gym collapsed years later.
Yeah, you brought him down.
I think I did. People are going, oh my gosh.
It was the beginning of the end.
Yeah, they probably had to throw away that sled machine. I'd still get this rancid stank. Anybody else shit themselves as an adult?
I have not as an adult, no.
I have. I did it not too long ago on a girls' weekend at the Four Seasons in Miami. I was all hungover the day after. We had partied hard. And I was sitting in the bed and I was laughing at somebody's joke. And then all of a sudden, in the hotel bathrobe.
I mean, in the Four Seasons.
I know. I'm not proud, but it's the truth. It's my truth.
Wow.
It is your truth. And speak it, girl.
She just added a 5th season.
It's real dark.
Real stormy.
Oh, it's stormy.
Yeah. No one
You
wants
do
to,
not
yeah.
want to go outside during brown
No.
season.
Did you do that in front of other people?
Oh, yes.
That's rough.
All my girlfriends knew. You know my close girlfriends.
I do.
It was all of them.
You guys got a little bit closer that weekend.
Oh, they still laugh about it. I know they talk about it.
Yeah,
Of course they do.
yeah, I could kind of see that.
Well, you won't shut the fuck up about it either.
Right. Do enough to talk about it. Let me see here. Kevin sent us an email. Said, I always wondered where the beer fridge is located in the studio, and is there any way to get the contents of the magical fridge on camera?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I could.
Denny's!
We could work something out here. Denny's will come over and do it, and it changes. It fluctuates. We'd had some lovely listeners bring in some beer. Joe Bonton brought in because we got one in the. There's a KVJ office that's in the back.
So we
down
got
the
two
hall.
fridges for beer.
Yeah,
We've got
yeah, we do.
The bigger fridge is in Kevin's office.
Yeah.
And then the smaller fridge that I got at Brandsmart's in here. This one has literally half the capacity of the fridge in Kevin's office.
Yeah. So, and then that's the one that you just handily grab stuff, and then, you got mine back there for emergencies. Should you run out, you can
I mean, Denny's is on it. He is hooking the camera in so everybody can see what's in this tiny beer fridge.
It is
Yeah.
tiny, but you know what? It does the trick.
Well, I know you had the Twisted Tea in there. Jaybird had one of those. You had some of the Elysian Magic Dust, which is a pretty potent IPA.
But it does change. We had some Lagunitas in there last week or 2 weeks ago.
There's some cheese in there. There's old ketchup.
That's gross.
There's my unsweetened almond milk that I mix my shakes with. That's pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my limoncello. That's delicious.
I'm noticing a lot of your shit in there. You're kind
Yeah,
of
it's
a
pretty much
refrigerator
Virginia's, yeah.
bully.
I brought the fucking fridge
Yeah.
and the microwave.
You got a good point. It is your fridge.
Yeah, it's basically
You
Virginia's
did buy
fridge, yeah.
it.
It's for the immediacy of grabbing something, so there you go. That's what we got in that.
Everyone's like, that fridge is gross looking. I don't know if you should have showed that.
Well, it's our truth.
It is.
Even though we shit ourselves, they say that residents in Miami are the most hygiene in the nation, according to this new study by Quality Logo Products. Behind Miami is Virginia's hometown, New Orleans, Charlotte, Detroit, and New York.
The most hygiene?
The most
most
hygienic, sorry.
hygienic?
Most hygienic, yes. The surveyors looked at how often they showered or bathed, brushed their teeth, changed their bed sheets, changed their shirts or underwear, cleaned their homes, and washed their hands after using the toilet.
Okay, so if you live in a sweaty place, Miami,
Yeah.
very sweaty, New
Yeah.
Orleans, very sweaty.
True, yeah.
You need to try to keep it clean.
Yeah, I think so. They said the dirtiest cities, looks like San Fran's pretty nasty. Washington, D.C., Denver, Seattle, and Pittsburgh are the worst.
Interesting.
My buddy said he was living in Indiana for about 6 months, and he had to move because he was saying the area he was at, everybody was on meth. There was so many people. It was just this town, and even the town next to him. There was such a meth problem. That, he met a lot of girls that he thought that he was going to potentially date, and they were into meth. He said it was over the top meth in Indiana.
Yeah, it's become a real problem in a lot of those rural areas. Like anywhere from like Kansas, Missouri. I know even in my old home state of Ohio, they've got some good meth problems.
Well, he said at first he didn't know what was going on, and then by the time it was like this 5th month there, he assumed he was going to be meeting somebody. Every other person he said he met was doing, or at least dabbling in meth.
Really?
Do you dabble in meth?
That's a great question.
It doesn't seem like the kind of thing you just dabble in. Be like, every now and then I do a little meth.
House blows up, not a big deal.
I just dabble.
I just dabble.
It's an anniversary. We decided to do a little meth.
I don't know. I don't know how meth works.
I think that's one of those ones.
It doesn't feel like it's a dabbler. It feels like it's something that's just...
You're all in.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, I've heard, too, it's highly addictive. If you do it once, look out.
Yeah, I knew a girl way back in the day, that was doing it. And
did you see a decline quick?
I don't know. I think she shook it. I don't think she still does it. Because I still know her.
But did you
back in the day, she did it.
And did her life fall apart or no?
No, I don't think it fell apart. She was a stripper back then. You could say like she kind of came through it and is much better today.
Do I know this person?
You may.
I think I know.
Okay.
Write the name down.
No.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Interesting. There's another survey that asks people what their ugliest features are. They say for men, the worst features you can have are a bad mouth or bad teeth, being overweight, and being too short. They said for women, the top 3 are being overweight, having wonky eyes, and having a big nose.
Uh-oh.
That's about it.
Combined together, we are hideous.
We are awful.
Yeah.
Kevin's eyes, your nose,
Well,
You're
my,
short.
my body.
Yeah. Yeah, it is terrible. We cross off too many boxes in that list.
I don't think you have a big nose, and I don't think your eyes are that murderous, Kevin.
You lie like a rug.
Yeah, you do.
But my body is that awful, huh? I don't hear you guys correcting me.
No one jumped to the defense.
We're not full of shit.
Crazy. There's a random question here from Roger in the 954. Said, I've been noticing that people are going around feeding stray cats and raccoons. I work in Palm Beach and I live in Broward, and I've noticed the same activity. I don't know if this is a new trend or something that I'm missing out on. Is this a new thing? Really appreciate your thoughts. Stray cats and raccoons. You know what? I think we had a raccoon who was carried around here, and I think I saw somebody in our floor that was going down and leaving food out for the raccoon. Like he would get up, like, because you had that. There's kind of like a small wall. I don't know why it's there. It's only there, I think, to hold the thing that you hit your key fob up against to get in the building.
Okay.
And I came up one day real quick and went to hit it. Like, oh shit, raccoon! It was just sitting there on the wall, but there were a bunch of nibbles like right up there on the wall. And I think
They leave those nibbles for the squirrels and the raccoons. I've seen them do it.
But they put it right where our damn key fob is, and it's kind of like the guy today got bit in the face with the snake, who didn't see it was walking in. It was wrapped around his light fixture, and he had one of those doorbell cams, and it latched onto his face. He's like, ah!
If you are walking up to the building and you're texting Denny's and you don't realize there's a raccoon right there, you think you're about to get murdered. Oh my gosh, it's so dark there.
No, it startled me. I was like, 'cause I wasn't even thinking. I had my mind on whatever was going on in the show that day, and I look, I'm like, ah!
Raccoon!
Those son of a bitches are humanized too. They don't sweat humans. The ones here, they ain't scared of us.
Yeah. No, they don't.
The WRMF raccoons? Oh, no.
No, the WRMF raccoons are not at all scared of us.
Something else I saw. They say that audio porn is now starting to go mainstream. Because I guess they saying that audio's never been more hot than it is now. Now you have the home speakers and you have all these podcasts that are going on. But, people are so busy and they're doing other activities. They kind of want to feed their brain with either a story or some information, but they want to still keep moving around. In video, you've got to sit there and be like captivated to a video, and sometimes people are like, I just don't have time. Like, I feel like I'm multitasking when I've got audio going on.
Well, there's a certain type of person that does get turned on by the sounds of certain things. All it takes is just audio. That's their thing.
Yeah.
That's what gets them either hard or, you know what.
Anything audio gets you going?
Audio can be very, very sexy. I mean, especially like during the day. Holy shit.
Right?
Boners galore.
Right?
Coming up on the Housewives update.
No, when you try to talk sexy, it doesn't. I don't like it.
I don't like
You
it.
get really.
Jason.
It sounds hot, doesn't it?
It does. It sounds
Like temperature hot,
It does.
not
It sounds
like-
temperature hot.
Yeah.
It's not steamy. It's damp.
Yes.
Okay, so what do you think about this little stiletto action? They say one of the most popular audio porns to date is Hot Vinyasa, a torrid romance between a yoga student and a teacher. They say 90% of the first episodes are just all pretty much sexual tension, and only about 4 minutes is dedicated to, the really juicy stuff. But they say it starts out in Hot Vinyasa. Mark makes a point of asking Laura, "May I?" before putting his hands down her yoga pants. So there's, approval. So it's very #MeToo friendly.
Got to have the consent with the porn now.
And it says Laura's sweaty spandex glides right off her skin with ease.
Okay, this is more like romance novel. This ain't porn stuff. This is more let's get you in the mood.
Yeah.
It's like soccer mom porn.
Well, I think, the biggest thing about it is they're now getting actors, actresses to, do the audio part of it. So, yeah, it's like 50 Shades of Grey audiobook, but they have someone that's trying to read it sexy, and so that'd be the case. Like, you have to be able to read it sexy.
They did that with the Mortal Kombat game that Denny's loves, and they had Ronda Rousey do one of the characters, and people hate it. It sounds forced. So if you get actors doing this stuff, this can sound not very good and not very sexy.
Okay. What do you think about this? Here is a little vignette from some audio porn. Here's what it sounds like.
So Keith held up a pair of open-toed mules with 4-inch heels. So what do you think he said? Ask if they have my size, I replied as he grinned at me. As he helped me with the shoe, I placed the other foot over his crotch and pressed the smooth leather against his hard. Oh, God, it looked so good. He closed his eyes and drew in a breath, then opened them again to look around and make sure that no one else had seen.
Wow, okay. And I getting you going?
Not really. She's talking real fast, first of all. Kind of feels like she's going through the motions.
I could see Jaybird as an audio porn director.
I need you to slow it down.
You're going way too fast. You need to slow it down.
She's a hired gun. She sounds like a hired gun.
Okay.
She doesn't even want to be there.
Okay.
So Keith held up a pair of open. So Keith
Come
held
on,
up.
fucker.
So Keith held up.
So
Kid, hold up. I don't even want to be here. I'm cashing a check.
Stupid thing's going to make me download the whole thing before I play it.
So-
Okay. Yeah, she's annoying the piss out of me.
Yeah, this is not sexy.
Had seen. The store was empty and the clerk had gone into the storeroom, so I pressed a little harder against Keith's until he let out a small gasp. Then I moved my foot away and stood up. I walked a few feet until I reached a mirror, and then I stopped to admire myself. He charged our purchase, and then we headed to my apartment to complete our little ritual. I kept on my black demi-cut bra and matching thong, as well as my garter belt and stockings.
Okay.
My was already wet.
Okay. I think it needs more sound effects.
I mean, let's
like
get.
you need like a splashing sound when she says wet.
This is weak. This is some bullshit. It's soccer mom bullshit.
You think you do better?
I know I could do better.
Okay, I'll give you an assignment for tomorrow.
Original content.
Yeah.
Okay. There's.
Original content from your own life
But
experience.
I'd like to hear.
Yes,
I would like to add
yes,
some.
yes.
I'd like to hear like a ridiculous amount of sound effects in there too.
Do you want it for
when
the?
she says wet, you got to hear like
Is it for the after the show, or do I need to clean it for the regular show? Because I can do a clean version.
after the show. Because Denny's had kind of like gotten this ready if I wanted to play on the regular show. I'm like, I can't play on a regular
I
show.
will say,
even
yeah,
with the bleeps in there.
The bleeps kind of take away. I usually don't like bleeps in my porn.
And you don't need it on the after the show.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So there you go. Tomorrow, Jaybird will get us all hard. or wet, whatever your preference.
Well, maybe a little both.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Are you going at it alone? You're going to include another voice in there?
I mean, I'm going to make Denny's be a part of it.
Okay.
Are you going to delve into your real life?
No, absolutely
Bring
not.
a scenario from your past?
I'll bring a scenario. How about this? You just let Cheeseburg be Cheeseburg, or in this case, Sleazeburg.
Glenn said you need to do it as Lana.
Oh.
Well, Lana is coming back. I swear. I know I can't. It's been
Can we
5.
do Lana audio porn?
It's been 5 months since you've seen Lana. She had to go away for a while.
Rehab?
She had some
Clinic?
She fell off real quick though.
Okay. Just an idea. Well, something to look forward to for tomorrow on the After the Show podcast. Couple quick check-ins. Remember our boy Chase from Vero Beach worked for Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
We've followed him and his girlfriend at the time, then fiance, and now he and Rachel are living in Atlanta, Georgia. He's still going around and he's training for Chick-fil-A. He's currently in Columbus.
Oh, good for him.
Right near my hometown. So he said, because of Jason, I am so tempted to say suck guys and urban liar to people, but I know these fans are a little passionate, so I'd rather live. So he said, yeah, drop a pin in Atlanta. We're there, but we're moving about every 2 to 4 months with this new job.
Oh, wow.
Chick-fil-A moving them everywhere. Yeah.
2 to 4 months. I mean, you don't really even get settled.
No, well, I mean, Columbus, that's Chick-fil-A is relatively new there. Because I remember talking to Mom. She's like, oh, I love Chick-fil-A. She'd always want to go to Chick-fil-A. So I think they just recently got it. So that's probably why he's there. He said, we miss South Florida all the time. You guys really help us envision our lives there. So, Jaybird, love you. Sad to hear about Ann.
Thank you.
Also got Chris from Easton, PA. Said it's been a rough 2019 so far. In January, I got laid off from my job of 3 years. I met my friend Jess there. You know her as Jess from Allentown. She's the one who put me onto your crazy asses, so I've been a diehard listener ever since.
Okay, our Allentown numbers are growing.
Yes, I think we're at 3. I said, anyway, I got laid off. I was a little depressed, stopped listening for a while. When I started working again, I was like 30 episodes behind. What an adventure. Binge listening to you guys like 3 episodes a day at my new job, trying to catch up. I caught up just in time to hear you guys celebrate 20 years. Hope you guys rock for many more. My heart goes out to you, Jaybird. Aunt Ann will be missed. Bigfoot is real. So there you go.
That was sweet.
Listener number 3 in Easton, PA. So thank you very much. And if you want to get on that KVJ Nation map, if you're outside of the signal of WRMF in South Florida, let us know. And we'll put you, bam, right on the list. That easy to do. Well, don't forget, if you haven't heard yet, the plans for Friday. Going to be celebrating that 20th and Jaybird's birthday on Friday at Doss Craft Beer and Pizza. It's part of the Ocean Walk complex there on Singer Island. We're going to be showing up just right about 6 o'clock. Probably start doing a little bit of a show around 6:30. So love to see you guys come out. They got like 70 beers, amazing pizza to eat. So a little carb party, as Jaybird would love to have.
Just a celebration of life.
I love it.
Yeah, all good stuff. So hopefully we'll see you guys out there on Friday. Have a good day. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.